Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th. We got 10 games on tonight's schedule. Very interesting matchups, in-season tournament action tonight. As usual, we're going to break every single game down separately. We're going to try to find an edge and come up with some winning picks. Something we do every single day on this channel. Before we get started, like the video, subscribe to the channel, show this guy some love. And for all you new guys clicking on my videos for the first time, at the bottom of the video is a pinned comment. About an hour before tip-off, I will be posting my best bet of the day. Also on Twitter down below, as you can see, at Pick'emNBABets. Give me a follow there if you guys prefer Twitter. I post my best picks of the day on there as well. And now, with all that out of the way, guys, let's jump right into tonight's action. Let's go. Up first, we got the Miami Heat in Charlotte taking on the Hornets. The Heat currently 3.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by 4.5 points. Miami 6-4 on the year. After a very slow start, they did start off 1-4. They've ran off 5 straight wins. What's impressive is 4 of those wins have come on their current road trip. 4-0 so far on a 5-game road trip. Tonight is going to be the last game of that trip. On the injury report, Tyler Hero, the only player out. We talked about this before in one of the previous videos. He's going to be out for a while with a pretty bad ankle sprain. The Heat definitely uptrending. The Charlotte Hornets 3-6 on the year. The team very inconsistent thus far, but they have had their share of problems with player personnel. Terry Rozier, the starting off guard, has missed the last few games for Charlotte. Miles Bridges, we know he's going to be reinstated in the team's next game. Very positive and good reinforcements for Charlotte. Brandon Miller tweaked his ankle in the team's previous game. Gordon Hayward dealing with a bit of a hammy injury. He's also expected to play, though. Doesn't seem to be too serious. Now, in this game, guys, what am I going to do? Miami, like I said, they are uptrending. A very inconsistent ball club. Can win when you least expect it. Can lose when you least expect it. In this game, guys, last game of a road trip, they might be thinking ahead about heading back home. They've been on the road for a while. The Hornets, last game before Miles Bridges comes back. I'm going to take Charlotte here, guys, with the plus 3.5. I kind of like this play. This does look like a bit of a letdown spot for Miami, even though on paper they are the superior ball club. Let's take Charlotte here with the plus 3.5. Up next, we've got the Atlanta Hawks in Detroit taking on the Pistons. The Hawks, currently 4.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by 4 points. Atlanta 5-4 on the year. Pretty good start for Atlanta. One game above 500. 3-2 in their last 5, but in their last couple of games, guys, they have looked a bit shaky. A possible downtrend does look like it is possibly in the works. More specifically, in their last game at home, a game that they should have won against Miami. Miami was playing without Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. Atlanta failed to capitalize, fell behind in the score early, never caught up, lost that game by 8. To make matters worse, Trae Young is listed as questionable for tonight on the injury report. It looks like he's dealing with some personal issues. Detroit 2-9 on the year, last place in the Eastern Conference, have lost 8 straight. The team definitely downtrending. To be fair, they have been dealing with a bunch of injuries. On today's injury report, see if any new players are expected to come back. We see Alec Burks is off the list. A very good player. Looks like he's going to be in the lineup tonight. Very good positive reinforcement for Detroit. Now in this game, guys, like I said, Atlanta showing signs of a possible downtrend. They are the better team here. Detroit at some point have to snap out of the funk. They're not as bad as the record indicates. Alec Burks coming back should help the team. I think they do have enough guys to get the job done tonight. I'm going to be taking here with the plus 4.5, my pick in this game. Detroit, let's go. Detroit basketball. Up next, we got the Pacers in Philadelphia taking on the Sixers. The Sixers currently 5.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 7 points. The Pacers 6-4 on the year, tied for third in the Eastern Conference. In their last 5, they are 3-2. I would say they are uptrending. Now, in their last game, they did take on the Sixers. It's going to be the second time that these teams play in a few days. They gave up a ton of points, guys, 137, and Tyrese Maxey put a 50-piece on them. The Pacers, we know, don't like to play defense. They try to outscore their opponent, try to put the pressure on the opposing teams to keep up with them on the offensive end. The Sixers managed to do that, scored 137, won by 11. The Sixers, the hottest team in the NBA, 8-1 on the year, 8-game winning streak. Like I just mentioned, they played against the Pacers in the last game, 11-point win. The Pacers did get close actually in that game, but Philly made some big plays towards the end, managed to balloon the lead to double digits, winning comfortably at the end. The reason, guys, for this line, 5.5 points. In the previous game, it was at 6.5, point lower. We see Joel Embiid is actually on the injury report. He's listed as questionable for tonight. He is got, it says over here, left hip soreness. It doesn't sound too bad, but we do have to wait for his status. Obviously, Joel Embiid, last year's MVP. We got to see if he's going to be in or out. All predictions here, guys, are risky right now, but for the video's sake, I'm going to say Indiana could keep this game close. I don't know if Tyrese Maxey can put 50 on them once again, and if Joel Embiid does play, he is going to be a little banged up. Let's take the Pacers here with the plus 5.5. It is risky, though. Like I said, the Pacers are not that good on the road. Up next, Orlando in Brooklyn taking on the Nets. The Nets are currently 2.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by a point. Orlando 5-4 on the year. Very solid start for the Magic. In their last 5, 3-2. Actually snapped a 2-game losing streak with a very impressive home win in their last game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Won that game by 15, held Milwaukee to just 97 points. On the injury report, everyone is expected to play that played in the last game, but the team is playing without some very important players. Wendell Carter Jr., Gary Harris have been out long term. Markelle Fultz missed the team's previous game, not expected to play in tonight's game either. The Nets 5-5 on the year, 500 ball club. Against the spread, guys, they are, I don't know, I'm not an ATS, guys, you guys know this, but I think they're probably the best team in the league. I think they've only not covered one game, and I think that was on the road against Boston. Came very close to losing last game, guys, against Washington. They actually fell behind by 5 or 6 points late in that game, made a late surge. Won the game by 8, covered the 7.5-point spread. Brooklyn, absolute monsters against the spread. Tonight, 2.5-point favorites. This is a 1.5 higher than what I had estimated. Brooklyn, guys, I kind of like them in this spot, even though Orlando, man, it is a tough team to bet against. That is for sure. I'm going to take Brooklyn here, though, with the minus 2.5. This is going to be my play in this game. Up next, San Antonio in OKC taking on the Thunder. The Thunder currently 9-point home favorites. I had them favored by 8. The Spurs 3-7 on the year. Have dropped 5 straight ball games on a 5-game losing streak. Obviously downtrending ever since those 2 big wins they got in Phoenix. The team has not been playing well, especially on the defensive end. Guys, they're giving up a ton of points. 124 on the season. They have been struggling hard. To make things worse, on the injury report, we got 3 important players on the list. Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, all 3 listed as questionable. We got to monitor their status closer towards tip-off. The OKC Thunder -9 here in tonight's ball game. 6-4 on the year. They were on a short little 2-game road trip. Split those 2 games against very tough teams. In Sacramento, dropped that game by 7. Bounced back with a 12-point win in Phoenix. Very impressive for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 9-point favorites tonight. The Spurs losing. I'm sure the Chasers are going to be coming out saying they're due to bounce back. I don't believe it. I like when teams are on streaks to continue betting on streaks. OKC, 9 points. I think they could cover the spread, guys. I'm going to be taking here with the -9. My pick in this game. Up next, Dallas in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. The Mavs currently 3.5-point road favorites. I also had them favored by 3.5. Dallas 8-2 on the year, tied for first in the West. Obviously uptrending. The team playing very good basketball. In their last ball game, they were taking on the Pelicans. Tonight's opponents, same teams, same arena, short little mini series. Dallas won that game by 12. Kyrie Irving went off, guys. Had a breakout game, scored 35. Luka, his usual 30. Too much firepower, guys. When those 2 guys are rolling, they are a tough team to beat. 136 points is what they put up in that game. They scored 144 in the previous one against the Clippers. They're going off, guys, scoring the ball at a high clip. The Pelicans, 4-6 on the year. After a very good start, they have dropped 5 straight ball games. The team is downtrending. Playing without CJ McCollum, we've talked about this. He's going to be out long-term with a collapsed lung. In tonight's game, Herb Jones listed as questionable once again. They're going to need some guys. They're going to need some players coming back. They got quite a few still on the injury report. 5-game losing streak. The team is downtrending. In this game, guys, I'm going to keep rolling with the Mavs here. I'm going to take him with the -3.5. Let's take him until the wheels fall off, guys. Dallas -3.5, my pick in this game. Up next, Portland in Salt Lake City taking on the Utah Jazz. The Jazz currently 7-point home favorites. I had them favored by 7.5. Portland, they are 3-6 on the year. Not too bad, guys. 3 wins for the Portland Trailblazers. If you take into consideration all the injured players that they got out, none of those players are expected to come back in tonight's game. The list is long. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. They have also been out for a while. Portland on a 3-game losing streak, but they have been competitive, guys. I don't know what their ATS number is, but I'm sure that you guys that do pay attention to that, they have been covering a lot of spreads. We also had them in their last game against the Lakers with the +9.5. They ended up losing only by 6. Another cover for Portland. They are playing hard. Not a lot of talent though for Portland. The Utah Jazz, 3-7 on the year. Very disappointing start for Utah. I did expect them to be a little bit better than what they are. They were on a road trip on a 3-game losing streak, getting blasted left and right. At least finished the trip off on a high note. Won in Memphis. Shot lights out in that game, guys. They hit like... they shot 54% overall from the field. 49% from three. They also got their help from the refs in that game. I remember watching it. That was the game that Taylor Jenkins, the Memphis coach, called the officiating fucking atrocious. He ended up getting fined. Utah back home, 7-point favorites. They are the ultimate favorites in this game, guys. First game back from a road trip, like we said, can always be tricky. Portland does cover a lot of spreads. Let's take him here with the points, +7, guys, even though this is probably the most uninteresting game of the night. The degenerate game of the day. I will not be putting any action on this, I'm telling you guys from now. But if I had to pick a side, let's take Portland here with the +7. Up next, the LA Clippers are in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets currently 5.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 7 points. The Clippers just 3-6 on the year, 11th in the West. 5 straight losses for the Clippers. Obviously disappointing, downtrending. The whole James Harden thing has not come together quite yet. The Clippers have not looked good at all. In their last ball game, guys, they were 8.5-point home favorites at home against the Grizzlies. Dropped that game straight up, lost it by 4. On the injury report, nothing new to report here. Like we said, the Clippers, very perimeter-oriented ball club. Don't have too many bigs. It looks like they're going to have some issues tonight, possibly with the Joker. Speaking of the Joker and the Nuggets, 8-2 on the year. Very good start for Denver. Tied for first in the West with the Dallas Mavs. They had a 4-game winning streak snapped in their last game. They were in Houston, dropped that game by 3. We all know they've been playing without Jamal Murray. They're going to be without him for the rest of the month. Everyone else available. The line, guys, we can see here 1.5 shorter than what I had estimated. I know I'm fucking crazy for doing this, but I'm going to take the Clippers here with the +5.5. I'm going against all my rules. I don't like betting against streaks. In this case, I'm going to do it, guys. The line is a little bit lower than what I had estimated. This 5.5-point line, I think, will draw some money in on the Nuggets. The Clippers, guys, are very talented. At some point, they are going to come together. Now, if they lose and the Nuggets cover this game, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But my gut tells me to take the Clippers here with the +5.5. Guys, bash me if you want in the comments. I'm taking the Clippers here with the points. Up next, Minnesota in Golden State taking on the Warriors. Warriors currently 1.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 2.5. Minnesota 7-2 on the year after a pretty slow start. They have won 6 straight games. The team is uptrending, playing some high quality basketball. In their last game, taking on the Warriors, tonight's opponent is going to be a short little mini series. Same teams in the same arena. Minnesota won that game by 6. Anthony Edwards put up a huge 33 points. He was dunking all over Golden State, talking his smack to Draymond Green. It was a very entertaining game to watch. Looked like a game men against boys, guys. Minnesota, a very big team. They got a lot of size. Golden State, we know, one of the shorter teams. They were struggling down on the blocks hard. Golden State, talking about the Warriors, they are 6-5 on the year, 1 game above 500. Currently on a 3-game losing streak. Struggling at home, guys. The Warriors just 1-3 so far. 1 win in their first 4 games. In this ballgame, guys, on the injury report, I did check the Warriors. We see Steph Curry is actually on the list. He's listed as questionable with some knee soreness. It's going to have to be major to keep Steph out of this ballgame. But this 1.5-point line is a point lower. I'm guessing because of the uncertainty of Steph's status. Obviously, if he doesn't play, he had 38 in that game. If he doesn't play, the Warriors are going to be big home dogs in this game. Obviously, we have to monitor his status. But in either case, guys, I like the Timberwolves to repeat what they did in the last ball game. For the video's sake, I'm going to take him here with the +1.5. If Steph even plays, this point will probably go up maybe another point and a half max. So it's not that bad. But if he doesn't play, guys, Minnesota will probably become a 4.5-point favorite in this game. Let's take the Timberwolves here early with the +1.5. And in our last game of the night, we got the Memphis Grizzlies in LA taking on the Lakers. The Lakers currently 5.5-point home favorites. I had them favored by 6 points. Memphis, talk about them first. 2-8 on the year. Last place in the Western Conference. But the team, guys, obviously not as bad as this record indicates. At some point in time, they are going to pick things up. And in their last game, they have shown signs of them turning it around. They were taking on the Clippers. 8.5-point road dogs ended up winning straight up by 4. Held the Clippers to 101. Very solid ball game for Memphis. Desmond Bane put up 27 points. And Bismack Biyombo, guys, I know I talk a lot of smack on this guy, but he's been solid. He had a double-double in that game with 13 points, 12 rebounds, made some big plays. A presence also on defense. On the injury front, we know they have a lot of players out. Xavier Tillman is listed as questionable. They're going to need some size. Hopefully he gets back into the lineup. When he does, he will gradually take the spot in the starting lineup. But Bismack Biyombo is making the case to keep that spot. The Lakers, guys, they are currently 5-5 on the year, 500 ball club. They're a lot better than this record indicates. Tough scheduling, injuries. They've had a little bit of everything. They are currently on a 2-game winning streak. After losing 3 straight on the road, they have picked things back up, 1-2 straight. A big win in Phoenix, followed that up with a win against the Trailblazers. A tough game, actually, guys. It was very close going down to the wire. We know the Trailblazers missing a ton of players. Lakers, though, were serious, made the big plays at the end, ended up winning by 6. They played that game without LeBron James. LeBron is listed as questionable with a calf strain. Don't know his status quite yet. For LeBron to sit, we know LeBron is a warrior. He plays through any minor injuries. He's old school, guys. No load management for LeBron. If he doesn't play, there has to be a problem with him. We don't know his status quite yet. Now in this game, guys, 5.5 point line. Obviously, if LeBron plays, this line is going to go at least 1.5 points, 2 points higher. I don't know, guys, if he's going to be back. But for the video's sake, guys, I'm going to look for Memphis to continue on this these positive performances, especially from the last game, the momentum against the Clippers. I'm going to take him here with the plus 5.5. But, guys, we are going to have to wait. Hopefully, LeBron plays. We do get those extra 1.5, 2 points. But as of now, if he doesn't play, Memphis plus 5.5 is a very solid play. I'm going to take the Grizzlies here with the points. And this is what I got for you guys tonight on this Tuesday, November the 14th, in-season tournament. 10 games on the schedule. Very interesting matchups, guys. We broke each game down, did our analysis, got our picks, and we are ready to roll. As usual, I will be posting my best bet of the day about an hour before tip-off down as a pinned comment on this video. Also on my Twitter at Pick'emNBABets. Give me a follow there or check back on the video to get my best bet of the day. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate the support, and I do appreciate all you guys that do tune in to my videos every single day. Thanks for the support. And that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap the video up right here. Don't want to waste any more of your time. The video is already going to be long, 10-game schedule. I'm going to wish you guys good luck on your plays. Let's make some money. I will see you again in tomorrow's video. Have a good one, guys. Later.